We send it over to Jeff with one of the newcomers in the league. Let's learn more about the Merrimack Warriors.
Yes, indeed. North Andover in the building. We're with Kelly Marrone, Thalia Shepard from the women's program, Bud Clark, Joe Gallo representing the Merrimack Warriors men's program. Thank you all for taking a little bit of time. Joe, I'd like to start with you. A whirlwind over the last few years for your program, dominating in Division II, step into Division I, have immediate success in the NEC, and now you make the jump to the MAAC. As an alum, as a man who has built your program to where it is today, take us inside that journey and just let us know what you're all about.
Yeah, I've been fortunate to really have 3 different jobs all at the same place, right? Really haven't had to move. And it just, proud as an alum to see not just athletics, but how much our school has grown. There's new buildings everywhere, like old intramural fields from 20 years ago is now a brand new business school, brand new nursing school. So I think that, the trajectory, we try to kind of keep climbing as a program the same way our school continues to climb. And, to make the investment to, now we're in our 3rd league in 9 years, says a lot about, where our institution is going.
And Coach, I want to take it over to you, Coach Marrone. I mean, you had the opportunity and to be able to take it to the NEC semifinals back-to-back years in the tournament. Now you're coming into a new conference. What is that adjustment like for you and your team?
Well, I don't have 3 jobs here. I've had 2 jobs here at Merrimack, so I'm one behind Joe. But I think we're just trying to keep up with new challenges. For our game, one of the best things that it does for our athletes is motivates them to get through challenges, and that's what we're facing going into the MAAC. So we're excited about the new opportunity.
And Bud, we got to talk to you. NEC Rookie of the Year. What is something that you need to do this year to continue building on that and continuing making your mark now that you're in the MAAC?
I think I need to just keep being myself, just doing what I did last year and keep building on that and just lead my team to wins this year.
And Thalia, you come from high school to Merrimack, you learn the NEC, all the new people that you're playing, you get in a routine, and then immediately they shake things up, and they're like, all right, now you're playing in the MAAC. Just from a player's perspective, what is it like to have to learn 12 new opponents now? You thought you just had this thing figured out in college, and they're like, oh, you thought? Well, we're going to change up all the questions.
Well, I guess it's kind of like I feel like I'm in high school all over again, you could say. With just more experience, obviously, I think it's a really wonderful opportunity that we have, not only for me but my teammates as well. We have a great team coming in with our 4 new freshmen, 2 transfers, and then we bring back another 7 players. And we're all just really excited for this. I'm really excited to play these new opponents and be in this league.
So watching you guys on film, Joe, we'll start with you. The thing that stands out, obviously, I'm sure you've heard it a million times, the Make Chaos Zone. How did you come to it? 12 teams in the MAAC are going to have to learn how to play against it. What kind of insight can you give us into the crazy defensive style that you put on?
Yeah, I think because it's different, people like to talk about it, the schematic, of it. But to us, it just really comes down to how hard we play, how bought in our guys are into the system that we play. If you watched our practices, our defensive segments are the most important parts of practice. There's a lot of hooting and hollering and energy, and guys are mad at each other when they're giving up baskets. So, yes, it's the zone and it's unique, but I think the way we play it and the energy we play it with is really what makes it good.
And, Coach, I mean, losing a player like Kaylee Thomas last year and being able to kind of adjust to that with the new freshmen that you're bringing in, the upperclassmen as well. How do you mesh all of those players together to prepare for the season?
I'm not sure yet. We have nine freshmen and sophomores, so an extremely young team. But, I mean, they're so energetic, as Joe said. Like, they are looking at this with a clear heart and clear mind of not even knowing what they don't know yet. So that in itself can be a blessing, and we have a lot to replace, that is for sure. But we have the competitors and the will to do it in this group. I really like the chemistry and the culture we have, and they've been fun to coach.
But, your coach talked about the effort that he requires you to put forth to play the defensive style that you play. Just what was it like coming from high school, learning what was required to be successful doing what Coach Gallo needs you to do?
I came from a coach in high school that was, similar to Gallo, so defense wins championships, so with that, the effort was I don't know. I just came from there in high school, so yeah.
And high school, by the way, in the famed Philly Catholic League legend. We're not too far away from the city of brotherly love here. For people that aren't initiated, right, what kind of ball is played in that league?
It's tough ball, effort, energy, the crowd. It's just fun to play in that league.
And Thalia, I wanted to ask you, how are you getting adjusted, playing with such a young team that your coach spoke about and some of the things that you're bringing to the table this season?
Like our coach highlighted on, it's definitely big shoes to fill with our grad students leaving, but I think that with the support that we have from our upperclassmen also leading us as well, me stepping into a new leadership position, that's definitely different, but I'm really excited for that. And with our young team comes a lot of energy and a lot of excitement, so it's like you can't replace that, honestly.
And Coach Marrone, Thalia talked about it, right? Young team. She has to step into a new role. You're trying to replace 70% of your scoring from a year ago. Forget the new challenges of being in a new league and learning new teams and new travel and all that. On the court, what players are in different roles? Who needs to step up? Who are you counting on to kind of lead the next generation of Merrimack women's basketball?
I mean, Thalia is a young leader, but she has to lead on the floor. From a production standpoint, she made the all-rookie team in the NEC, and she needs to take her game to the next level. We have some players that maybe didn't see a ton of time on the floor that are responsible for our behind the scenes, and Lydia Malashenko and Molly Mannion, and understanding to keep the standards of our practice to be able to elevate into this next conference, and that's on them.
And Coach, bringing it over to you, I wanted to ask, you have the NEC Most Improved Player of the Year last year in Bryony Teamnu, and I just wanted to ask, what has it been like to see his development? What are you expecting from him to fit in for this role this season?
We expect him to take even another jump. He came in as a freshman, playing behind Jordan Miner, who was the NEC Player of the Year. So he was kind of going to battle with him. Ziggy Reed was another all-conference guy. We had an old front court when he got here, and he kind of waited his turn, and when the opportunity came about, he really took advantage of it, and he just continues to get better. He's added to his perimeter game. We expect him to step out and make some threes for us this year, as well as all the stuff that people see he does at the rim.
And Bud, talked about how the zone jumps off the page when we watch you guys on tape. Second thing I notice, Philly kid, smaller point guard. I'm curious, how much Allen Iverson highlights you watch on YouTube growing up?
I didn't really watch much, not gonna lie, because he wasn't in my era. I watched like a lot of Kyrie Irving and stuff like that.
You're not YouTubing back in the archives, the legend?
I YouTube sometimes, but I'm more of a LeBron guy, so I just YouTube LeBron.
I told him to watch Rod Strickland after we played LIU. He's got a lot of Rod Strickland with that mid-range game in him.
That's really cool. But I also wanted to ask you, who's been the player right now? You've been practicing season right now, getting ready for the season. Who is a player that you're looking to drop dimes off to? Because you like to control the team, run the team, and get some assists involved too. So who's been your favorite to do that so far?
I like to get my whole team involved, but me and Bag, Brian and Tumna, we have a special connection on and off the court. So it just it's easy to throw lobs some in practice. So it's just easy.
And Thalia, you guys both sophomores coming into Merrimack. What's the bond like between the men's and women's team on campus?
Yeah, we're very close, actually. In the summer, we do a lot of, activities.
What are some of those activities that y'all been doing?
We'll have, little get-togethers on the weekends, when our off days, or, we'll go bowling or, stuff like that.
Thank you, guys. It's great to get to meet you. Welcome to the MAAC, and good luck this year.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
From one of the newcomers